The World Cup of Cricket, the ultimate prize. For Australia, 1999 and 1987 were their years of victory. For India, it was 1983, and the cup was theirs. Now the heroes from the victorious World Cup teams come together, but this time in a battle of the minds. Your host, Harsha Bogle.
Hello across Australia and welcome to all our viewers on Fox Sports for this inaugural episode of Stumped. We've got quite a staggering array of talent here. Every one of the cricketers here has a World Cup winning medal in his closet, and that alone puts them in an elite list. Right, let's take a look at the two teams as they line up today. When they play on the ground, of course, they play for the Gavaskar Border Trophy. So we've got a Gavaskar and we've got a border. So let's go across and meet the Australians, led by Alan Border. And Border's teammates today, to his right, Tom Moody, the only one here to have two World Cup winning medals. Tom, welcome to the show. And a man who's already created such a huge impact in the short while that he's been in international cricket, Adam Gilchrist.
Good going, you.
Alan, two young participants alongside you. How does it feel to be a slightly different arena?
Yeah, it's good to be back in India. I've got a very intelligent team with me, so we're looking forward to a very good battle with the Indian team on our left here, so it should be good fun.
Right, now Alan Border talked about India, and the Indian team is led by Sunil Gavaskar.
Yeah.
And alongside him, two of his trusted lieutenants from the days gone by. To his right, Dilip Vengsarkar. And to his left, Krishnamachari Shrikant. Sonny, it's been a while since 1983, but three of you together again, the spirit's still alive?
Yes, I think so. I think it should not be too much of a problem to get it together again. We know what we did right in 1983, and we're hoping that we'll be able to put it together in 2000.
Put it together in 2000, indeed, in this battle of the minds. We're all set to start playing Stumped. And our first round is called Quick Singles. Each team here has 45 seconds in which to answer 6 questions. The first 3 questions fetch a single. Teams are not allowed to pass questions, so they're free to take a guess if they don't know the answer. The next 2 fetch 4, because that means they're doing pretty well. And they can get to question number 6 within that time of 45 seconds. They get 6 points. So lots at stake here. We'll start with Alan Border's Australians. And Australia's time starts now. The Barmy Army are the supporters of which team?
England.
England is right. We move to Tom Moody. In World Cup 99, who was the first Zimbabwean player to score a century at Lord's?
Johnson.
Neil Johnson is right indeed. We come to Adam Gilchrist, who became the first non-Indian to score a century at the 1999 World Cup.
Mark Waugh.
Mark Waugh is right, so you finish your quota of singles. Alan Border's got a chance to score a boundary. What connects the bowling efforts of Sonny Ramadeen, Clary Grimmett, Greg Matthews and Geoffrey Boycott?
The right-handers.
Well, they all bowled with their cap on. We can pass that on now to Tom Moody for the next one. In 1996, who led India to the Gavaskar Border Trophy for India-Australia Test matches?
Azharuddin.
No, it was Sachin Tendulkar. We've got one more left for Adam Gilchrist. Which cricketer was England's batting coach? I'll finish that because we started. Which cricketer was England's batting coach during the World Cup? Now, I'll give it to you anyway. I think the answer was Graham Gooch.
Gooch, was it?
Graham Gooch. So, Australia have finished their round of quick singles with 3 points. It's a great chance for India now to go ahead. And we'll start with Sunil Gavaskar, who hit 22 runs in Chaminda Vasa's last over in Sri Lanka's match against South Africa.
Lance Klusener.
Lance Klusener is right. You've got off to your single as usual. Dilip Vengsarkar, after Kapil Dev, who is the second Indian to take 200 Test and one-day international wickets?
Srinath?
No, I'm afraid the answer is Anil Kumble. Okay. We'll go on to Shrikant now. Who threw up the ball without controlling a catch in South Africa's Super 6 game against Australia?
Stewart.
No, it had to be a South African.
Sorry.
We'll move over to Sunny anyway. Who is the only Sri Lankan, Sunny, to play 5 World Cup tournaments?
Arjuna Ranatunga.
Arjuna Ranatunga is right. The captain's in good form here. Back to Dilip Vengsarkar. On which ground did Saeed Anwar score its record-breaking 194 not out?
Well, at the Chepauk?
At Chepauk in Madras. So you've got one more in there. And we've got time to squeeze one in for Shrikant. which is, I'm afraid we've run out of time on that one. So we've come to the end of our first round of quick singles. Both teams making a slightly cautious start over there and getting ready as we go into stump vision. The score is 3-3. So we're all level at the end of that first round. Okay, so it's time now to play stump vision. This is a round where the teams are allowed to see a video clip. They've got a choice of either picking a 10-second video clip, which fetches them 6 points if they get it right, or a 15-second video clip, in which case they get only 4 points. If you get the player right, you get a bonus question as well, which allows you the same number of points that your original question does. Remember, though, that the original question can pass, but the bonus question cannot. So you've got a choice, Alan. Do you want to play for 4, which gives you 15 seconds, or for 6, which gives you 10 seconds?
We're going to go straight on the front foot, 6.
You're going to go straight up there.
Yep.
Okay, so Australia are playing for 6 points, which allows them just 10 seconds to identify the player you will now see on your video screen. Okay, Alan borders Australia. Who was that cricketer?
Venkatapati Raju.
Venkatapati Raju is right. So not only have you got yourself 6 points, you also allow yourself a bonus question. And the question is, what nickname does Venkatapati Raju share with Australian tennis star Ken Rosewall?
Muscles.
Yeah.
Hear that?
Yep.
Muscles?
Muscles is right, because Nigel hasn't had any, of course.
Good one.
Okay, so they've got 12 points on that one of Australia. It's time now for India to make up. And Sunny, do you want to go for 10 seconds or 15?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. So you're going for 6 as well.
Yep.
Right, so India right hot on Australia's heels, and they're going to go for 10 seconds. Right, you've got to take a look at that man on your screen. And if you can now tell us who the cricketer over there was. Sunil Gavaskar's India.
Saeed Anwar.
No,
Amir Sohail.
No, I'm afraid that was supposed to pass on to Australia, because the answer that came up already was Saeed Anwar. So what's your answer then?
Sohail.
Okay, so that's not right. It was, in fact, Amir Sohail. So Australia get a bonus points there. And Australia also allowed themselves a chance of a bonus question, because the question passed on. And the bonus question for you is, in 1994, whom did Amir Sohail share a then record 263-run partnership in a one-day international match?
Saeed Anwar.
No, it wasn't. In fact, it was in Zamamul Haq, and I'm told there weren't too many singles taken on that one. So Australia going right ahead in this round of stump vision. So let's take a look at the score as we get into our break. And the score is Australia have 21 and India are still on 3. But we've got lots to come as we take a little break. On our way out, though, we've got a little question for you. Take a look at it. Welcome back to Stump. Now, on our way out, we asked you which Indian took the first wicket for his side in that 1983 World Cup final. And the answer, of course, as just about any Indian would know, was Balwinder Singh Sandhu. So we're 21-3 at the moment to Australia as we go into our round 3, which is our captain's round. And I've got the 2 captains out here. 61 test centuries between them standing in front of us. That's a fantastic achievement, isn't it? Now, we've got a convention where we start with the team that's trailing. So we'll start with Sunny. And Sunny, you've got 2 options here. You can either play for 4 or for 6. If you want to play for 4, your topic is the 1983 World Cup final. And if you want to play for 6, which allows you a maximum of 36, your topic is Brian Lara. So do you want to play for 24 with the World Cup final or 36 with Brian Lara?
Brian Lara.
You play for 36 with Brian Lara. So Sunny's on the offensive here. And we'll start. Sunny, you've got 45 seconds, and your time for Brian Lara starts now. Brian Lara's daughter is named after which test ground?
Sydney.
Sydney is right. Against which county side did Lara make 501 not out?
Durham.
Durham is right again. Against which country did he make 375 in a test match?
England.
England is right. On which ground did he make that 375?
At Antigua,
St. John's, Antigua is perfect. Which West Indian island does Lara represent?
Trinidad,
We're going big guns here. Which Indian all-rounder did Lara replace for his county, Warwickshire? Which Indian all-rounder did Lara replace for his county, Warwickshire? You answered those first ones so quickly, you've got a bit of time left on this. You've got 10 seconds left still. Which Indian all-rounder did he replace?
Indian all-rounder who played for Warwickshire.
He was... That's the question. I'll give you the little thing at the end. He was meant to play for Warwickshire, but he didn't, and Brian Lara then replaced
Manoj
him. And
Prabhakar.
the answer was Manoj Prabhakar. So Sunny is disappointed as he would be.
Well done.
But Sunil Gavaskar's done very well for his team with 30 points. It's time now to go to Alan Border. And Alan, I've got 2 sets of questions for you as well. You can play for 4 and get 24 points if you're successful with the Australia-South Africa semi-final at the '99 World Cup. Or you can play for 36 on Alan Donald.
I'll go the 4 runs.
You go the 4, you're going to Australia, South Africa. So Alan Border's playing safe. Right, you've got 45 seconds now to answer 6 questions on that Australia-South Africa semi-final, and your time starts now. Who was the last player to be dismissed in that match?
Alan Donald.
Alan Donald is right. Who led the Australian wicket tally with 4 wickets?
Pass.
Who top scored for the Australians with 65 runs?
Steve Waugh.
No, it is Michael Bevan. Who became the highest World Cup run getter for Australia in the course of that match?
Mark Waugh.
Oh, you're very close. It was Steve Waugh, in fact. Who took 5 wickets for South Africa in that match?
Klusner.
Now it is Sean Pollock. Which South
Very well.
African batsman was dismissed for his 2nd successive duck in that match?
Boucher.
Now it is Hansi Cronje. It was the turning point, but you've got time for 1 more now. Who led the Australian wicket tally with 4 wickets in that match?
McGrath.
Now it is Shane Warne who took 4 in the middle of that great spell. So we've come to the end of captain's round. We'll allow the captains to go back to their place. That was a wonderful round for India with the captain Sunil Gavaskar leading the way. And at the end, they've actually got a little lead. They're leading by 33 points to 25. And what that means, of course, is that we start our next round, which is Googly, with the Australian team. Now, Googly is a round where, gentlemen, you get 6 propositions. And you've got to tell me whether they're straight, meaning they're true, or whether they're the googly, which means they're false. So straight or googly, you get 4 points for every correct answer. And any one of you can answer. I'll pick the first as the correct answer. Now, both Ian and Greg Chapo have scored centuries in each innings of a test match. Straight or googly, true or false?
Straight.
Straight is right. In fact, both of them have scored a century in each innings. I suspect they did it in the same test match as well.
Oh, is that right?
Wellington.
Now, your second question. Sheep were originally used to keep the grass cut at the Lord's cricket ground. Straight or googly? Did they use sheep to cut the grass at the Lord's cricket ground at some point?
We'll go straight.
Straight is in fact right. You'd have thought they don't allow people on the ground now. They wouldn't allow sheep at some point.
Yeah.
Don Bradman was the first player to make a test triple century. Straight or googly?
He had the highest score, didn't he, through?
Do you want me to move on?
I reckon that's a googly.
It is a googly because someone had scored the test century before. So you're doing very well on this round. You've got 12 already.
Couple
Let's
of
go on.
guesses.
And it concerns your good friend Sunil Gavaskar, the next question. Sunil Gavaskar scored a century in his first test match as captain of India. Straight or googly?
I reckon that's a straight answer.
Straight is in fact true because he got 116 at Auckland against New Zealand. So you're doing very well in this, Alan. Now here's a funny one for you. Cricketer C.B. Fry, former England cricketer C.B. Fry, was offered the throne of the Kingdom of Albania.
Sounds so ridiculous, we'll go straight.
It was in fact straight. So you never know, you might just have had C.B. Fry, King of Albania, doing very well on this round. And the last one is Sobers' 365 not out was his first test century. Straight or googly? 365 not out. Was it his first test century?
I will say googly for that one.
That went straight through. That was
went
one of
straight.
Anil Kumble's special. It went straight through. His 365 not out was the first test century made. So you got 5 right over there Gave yourself 20 points, and you're doing very well up on this round so far. Right, now, Sunny, first question concerns your good friend Alan Border this time. Alan Border has made more than 153 consecutive test appearances between 78-79 and 93-94.
Straight.
Straight is absolutely true. He did, in fact, make that many. Glenn McGrath was dismissed first ball in both his one-day and test debuts.
Can we pass on to the next one?
No, I can't come back on this one, so you've got a bit of time to decide.
Googly.
Googly? No, it was in fact true. He got out first ball on both his test debut and one-day debut. Now, question 3, Courtney Walsh did not take a single wicket in the 1992 World Cup. True or false? The 1992 World Cup in Australia.
Googly.
No, it was true, because he didn't play the 1992 World Cup. He was left out.
Dirty question.
Right, there's another one from an Australian angle. It involves Don Bradman. Bradman made his highest first-class score of 452 when he was over the age of 40. True or false?
Googly.
Googly indeed, because he was 21 when he made that score, so you've got 4 more. India achieved the first ever 10-wicket victory in a one-day international. Straight or googly?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It was. It
Yes,
was. In
yes.
fact, Sunny Gavaskar played in that game against East Africa
Kenya,
in the
Kenya.
1975 World Cup. And your last one coming up, Garfield Sobers has not scored a single run in one-day international cricket history.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true because it's not played one days at all.
Well, it's true, but he did play one day when he
That
got
I
a
don't
duck.
know anyway.
But I'll give it to you because it was true. So Sunny Gavaskar's team making a late comeback. So let's go out on the score. There it comes up. Australia have moved up to 55. And let's see where India are at the moment. India are 57, so moved down to just 3 points. This is getting to be fantastic. We'll take a little break, and as usual, we've got a question for you on the way out. Welcome back to Stumped. Now, on our way out, we had a question for you. Who in 1996 became the youngest player to score a World Cup century? And we've got someone from the audience to answer it for us. Just what's your name, first of all?
Ankit.
And Ankit, what's the answer?
Ricky Ponting.
Ricky Ponting is in fact right. Ricky Ponting in 96 became the youngest to score a World Cup century. That much for the audience. Let's move on now to our next round, which is the Captain's Choice round. And you'll get 4 names appearing on your screen, and you can choose either of them to answer a question that they will pose to you. Let's take a look at who the 4 you have open to you. There you are. You got a choice of Sidhu, Hooks, Botham, or Simcox. If you get it right, you get 6 points. If you don't get it right, it passes over to the next team. So just one choice. Alan Borders, Australia. Who's it going to be?
I might go reverse psychology, Sidhu.
Oh, Navjot Sidhu. Okay, Alan Border chooses Navjot Sidhu. Let's hear from him.
This was a fascinating game. Both teams will remember the first India-Australia match during the '87 World Cup, where India finally went down by just 1 run. Can you remember which Australian bowler took the last Indian wicket?
Which Australian bowler took the last wicket, Alan?
Steve Waugh.
Steve Waugh is absolutely right. Steve Waugh is the correct answer. Alan Border, of course, would remember that very well. That gives Alan Border 6 points and a little lead over India. Time now for India to recover. Sunny, which of those 4 would you want?
Go for Ian Botham.
Ian Botham, Sunil Gavaskar's old friend from the time they played together at Somerset. Let's hear Ian Botham's question.
Courtney Walsh's record of test wickets could be threatened very shortly by Shane Warne and Wasim Akram, but he holds one other record at test level, and I'm not sure anyone will ever get close to it. What is it?
What is this record that Courtney Walsh holds?
Well, of maximum ducks.
Absolutely right, maximum ducks. Okay, so India still marginally ahead. They're leading 63 to 61 as we go into our last round, which is called slog overs. This is a rapid fire buzzer round. Whoever hits the buzzer first gets the first shot at the answer, and you have to answer instantaneously. If you can't answer it, it passes to the next team. 4 points for each correct answer. Gentlemen, you're just 2 points apart. So if you're ready, we'll play slog overs. Oh, the hand's already going on the buzzer. Okay, we're getting ready now to play slog overs. And the first one coming up, let's see who goes for it first. In World Cup records, which cricketer holds the distinction of the worst bowling figures of 12 overs for 105 runs? Alan Border's deciding whether he wants to go for the buzzer. Yes, he does. Who's it?
Martin Snedden.
Martin Snedden is right, so you've inched ahead by 2 points of Australia. Number 2, in the world of cricket, what are catapulta and ballista? What are catapulta and ballista? No one wants to have a go. Okay, we'll go ahead. The answer, of course, is bowling machines. Which West Indian cricketer used to wear a gold bracelet with the word Smoky inscribed on it? Australia went for it first.
Viv Richards.
Viv Richards is right. So Australia going a bit ahead in this rapid-fire question. Question number 4. Which former cricketer is responsible for the introduction of 30-yard circles in one-day international cricket? India went for it.
Tony Greig.
Tony Greig is right. So India pulling it back now. Let's go on to number 5. Name the only bowler with 300-plus test wickets not to have taken 10 wickets in a match. 300-plus test wickets, never took 10 in a match.
Take a chance.
India going for it, yes.
Lance Gibbs.
No, I'm afraid the answer was Bob Willis. Right, because Australia hadn't gone for the buzzer there. We go for number 6. Name the first and so far only player to score a century and take 5 wickets in a one-day international. India have gone for it.
Viv Richards.
Viv Richards is right. So India pulling it back towards the end. We're getting close here. It's 71-69 to India with 4 to play. Here's a tricky one. By what name do we refer to the net practice set of stumps erected on a base? The stumps that you have for net practice that are erected on a base, what are they called? What's the commercial term for them?
Pass.
Both teams are passing. It's the Wilkins wicket. So 3 to play. Which South African spinner is called frog in a blender because of his bowling style? Australia headed first.
Paul Adams.
Paul Adams is right. So 2 points ahead now, Australia. Number 9. Besides cricket, Jonty Rhodes has also represented South Africa in which sport? India went for it first.
Hockey.
Hockey is right. Oh, I never thought it would come to be so close. India ahead by 2 points going into the last question of this first episode of Stumped. And the question is, after Sunil Gavaskar and Alan Border, which player has scored the maximum test runs? Everything hinges on this. Srikanth has gone for it.
Javed me on that.
Australia, you've got a chance. Do you want to go? This is the question that will win you the game. Go for it.
Time over, boss. Time out.
Okay.
Cowdrey.
No, I'm afraid it wasn't Colin Cowdrey. India want to go for it again. I'm not sure you can, but you won it anyway.
Graham Gooch.
It was Graham Gooch indeed, but Sunil Gavaskar got it a little too late. Now, what is the score? India have inched ahead and won this first episode of Stumped. Scoreline 75 to India, 73 to Australia. Really cannot get any closer than this. India have taken a 1-0 lead in this series, and I'm sure Australia will come fighting back the next time the two teams come together to play Stump. Thank you very much to Sunil Gavaskar and his team, Alan Border and his team, and do join us for the next episode of Stump.
Hello,